Hello everybody and welcome to the next game of the DelotA Amateur Tournament. I'm Just Delicious and I'm completely on my own once again, and now we have BK versus Pussy Patrol. So we've had a little bit of a break. BK wanted a bit of a break after that game. They were absolutely exhausted, as you would expect. That was a tremendous game, but now we have finally moved on. BK versus Pussy Patrol in the next round of the losers bracket. This is the winner of this game will go up against MAC in the semi-final of the losers bracket, in fact. So this is the quarter-final of the losers bracket that we have right now, BK versus Pussy Patrol. So this is a pretty big game, and we see immediately the big bands that you would expect, the Magnus and the Batrider, locked out as soon as possible. And yeah, this is gonna be a game. It's gonna be interesting to see if BK can play as well as they did in the last one. They were obviously on the ropes pretty much the entire time, and they just managed to bring it back right at the end with some really nice play and with the power of the Phantom Lancer. So I can't imagine they will be giving Phantom Lancer away again. That, you have to feel, would be a bit of a mistake. Nyx Assassin banned out by Pussy Patrol, as you would expect. Just going with the ordinary bans, getting rid of the heroes that mean the most in the meta right now. And those three have gone, so now we're just waiting on the last ban from BK. But you have to expect it maybe to be like a Darkseer or a Keeper of the Light. So Keeper of the Light going, and Pussy Patrol will pick up Darkseer, as you expect. So BK now have actually second pick. They had first pick in the last game. They have second pick in this one. So Undying and Gyrocopter immediately picked up by them. The Gyrocopter, one of the best carries in the game right now, and Darkseer is Darkseer can be very good against him before Gyro picks up his BKB. But as soon as Gyro gets a BKB, he can really shut down Darkseer pretty heavily. So a nice pickup by BK. Plus it stops that Phantom Lancer pickup, because Phantom Lancer, even though he is obviously exceptionally good against everyone right now, the Gyrocopter is a good counter to not a counter as such, but a good pickup just to deal with him, because it can deal with him with that flak cannon, being able to take out all of his illusions at the same time, and he can be a good pickup. And Gyrocopter does have the ability to snowball pretty much as hard as the Phantom Lancer does. You still expect him to pick it up because he's still the best carry right now. But they're gonna go for Warlock, that really big, the big support hero, the Warlock, who is very good at the moment, an extremely effective pickup, especially with the being able to use that golem to initiate and counter-initiate. The counter-initiation is the important thing. The fact that you can use it to get back into the game after a good initiation has been used against you is very important. And I do expect BK to be trying to do something against that, because the team fight coming out is absolutely destructive right now from Pussy Patrol, Warlock and Darkseer. And the last pick will probably continue along those lines. They've already locked out two of their tri-lanes. Silencer picked up by Pussy Patrol, so we finally see Silencer picked up in one of our games. He will probably be supporting as well with the Warlock, and this is going to be very interesting, because they have some huge ults already, Pussy Patrol. So BK have really got to be looking for that kind of right click heroes. I mean, Gyrocopter is quite good against Silencer. Mid game, he's very bad against Silencer actually, because he relies on the flak cannon and the rocket barrage with the missile and his ultimate to do all the damage, and Silencer can take that away from him for 4 to 5 seconds, which is pretty much the length of a team fight. And he can completely shut this Gyrocopter down mid-game, let alone the Undying, who is a very bad, obviously, very bad without any of his spells, like most heroes in this game. So the Silencer pickup is going to be very interesting. It's going to be good to see if it can work as they expect. I feel it probably will, because they have that Warlock, so they can use the Silencer to initiate and then jump straight away, going into the middle with the Warlock Golem, and that can lock them out for a few more seconds. And it just looks a little bit devastating at the moment. On the side of Pussy Patrol, they have some massive team fight. Rubik picked up by BK, so they're going for the team fight as well, but they're going to be using the spells that Pussy Patrol have cast against them. So Silencer's going to be very good against Rubik, though. You have to fear he's going to be able to shut him off. If Warlock can initiate with his Golem, Silencer can use that ultimate to stop Rubik stealing it back, and that's gonna cause BK some problems if they can get that right. Now, going into the second bans, we can see Pussy Patrol banning out the off-lane heroes, the Bounty Hunter and the Queen of Pain, to try and come up against Darkseer. They want Darkseer to have as nice a time as possible and to get those levels, maybe to farm his pipe quite quickly. Sven and PL getting banned out by BK, so they're relying on their Gyrocopter now. They want it to go for the very, very late game. They feel that by banning out the big carries, they have a massive advantage, which they do, just because Gyrocopter is now the strongest carry in this pool by an absolute mile, and if they can get him as BKB very, very soon, they can shut off the entirety of Pussy Patrol, and the Gyrocopter can completely dominate them. So that's what they're looking to do. They're banning out the Phantom Lancer, they're banning out the Sven, the heroes they need to ban out in order to try and take this game. And whether they can actually do it or not is going to be interesting to see. Invoker banned out last by Pussy Patrol, getting rid of that annoying initiation, the annoying counter initiation as well. Although Invoker not very good against Silencer, so that's a little bit of a weird ban. They obviously just don't like him in mid. In general, and then the Luna ban from BK. So now the other three big carries are gone. Who are Pussy Patrol going to rely on? We saw a Dragon Knight in the last game being used against BK, but he got destroyed by Phantom Lancer in late game. He'd be a little bit better here because Gyrocopter isn't obviously as good against him as Phantom Lancer is. So whether it goes that way for Pussy Patrol, it's going to be very interesting. Whether they decide to pick up that Dragon Knight, or whether they just rely on the amount they've got at the moment and maybe run Silencer as the carry. Silencer can be run as a carry. He's not particularly strong, but they're going to go for the Life Stealer, so they're actually going to pick up a known, very strong, hard carry. And Lone Druid immediately picked up by BK. He's going to go up against the Darkseer. He's going to have an amazing time if he can get on the solo lane, and we've seen how effective that Lone Druids can be on that off lane versus Darkseer. Lone Druid, very, very strong, a very nice pickup at this stage. And I can see him being extremely important in the rest of this game, because they don't really have much at the moment to shut him down. He's another right-click hero. We were talking about the right-click heroes that they have and how important they're going to be. And they have, and Lone Druid and Gyrocopter, two of the strongest right-click heroes in the game. And if they can use them effectively, they're going to counter Silencer very, very well. The Lifestealer will be probably on that tri-lane with the Silencer and the Warlock, try and get him as much farm as possible, and he's going to be pretty much just trying to go toe-to-toe with Gyrocopter in the late game. I don't think he's quite got as much carry potential as Gyrocopter, so it's going to be very difficult for him to keep up, but that is what they're going for. And Sanking, just to top off the amount of team fight they have, Sanking picked up by Pussy Patrol, and they have gone for a very, very, very mid-game lineup with the Darkseer, the Warlock, and the Sanking, not to mention Silencer. So it's interesting to see the contrasting styles, because BK are not going to be very effective until the later stages of the game, when Gyrocopter can get all of his farm, Lone Druid can get all of his farm, and the Rubik and the Undying can maybe pick up some support items like a mech and a pipe, just to make sure that Pussy Patrol can't just completely dominate them. And yeah, very, very, very interesting, contrasting styles, as we were saying again. But who goes mid from Pussy Patrol? Are they going to rely on the Silencer? Are they going to put the Silencer in mid and hope he can get the levels? Or are they going to put the Warlock there? Warlock we've seen being played mid before. Very effective mid hero. He can be very, very good with his Fatal Bonds. His Shadow Word, very, very good for healing himself, or for just damaging the enemy. It's a good source of damage. I mean, like, it does about the same as a Radiance for its effect. For its effect length, which is very good at its max level, 45 burn damage for 9 seconds. This is basically a Radiance. So Warlock could go mid if he needs to, but BK now looking for that mid hero. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Beastmaster. Beastmaster is almost certainly going to be taking up mid, and they know that Pussy Patrol do not have a strong mid. Beastmaster can sit in lane, get his levels, and gank very, very early. A strange pick, seeing that they're relying on late game for the rest of them, but JJ Foxy on the Beastmaster is going to be very, very good against Lifestealer, especially seeing that Lifestealer is relying on that rage in order to do anything, and JJ Foxy can completely counter that with his ulti that goes straight through Magic Community. The damage obviously doesn't, but the stun does. That's what's important. It's going to be interesting to see whether that actually has the required effect. So they're just picking up their heroes now, and we hear a lot of pinging on the map. So we're just waiting for the Silencer to get picked up. And there's a lot of drawing on the map as well, so that's always nice to see. I'll be running through the teams right now. We can see Uncle Fess will be taking up the Gyrocopter. Really nice set on Beastmaster, actually. That looks really nice. JJ Foxy will be on that Beastmaster. We see Colgan taking up the Rubik. We can see Panda taking up Undying. Ha 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 will be on the Lone Druid. Over to the Dire, we see Denied on the Lifestealer. Dux will be taking up the Darkseer. Warlock will be taken by Fallen King. Ninja, the stand-in, on the Sand King. And Havoc will be taken by the will be taking up the Silencer, and the game will begin. The teams are just going to walk down to their lanes, see what they can do. Doesn't look like they have the best Beastmaster apparently, so that's absolutely fine. We'll see how that works. But Lone Druid will be taking up the solo on this lane, as you expect. We're going to be seeing JJ Foxy in mid. All the have good lucks and have funs coming out now. So the Beastmaster will be in mid, and the tri lane from BK up on this on the long lane, coming up against a Warlock. Oh no, maybe not. We still don't know who they're putting mid. It looks like it's going to be Silencer, maybe. No, I'm not entirely sure. They're all still staying together, so maybe they're even going to put Sand King in mid. I'm not sure how they're going to run this. Everybody's coming down to the top lane at the moment, maybe looking for a gank, except Dux, who has actually decided to go bottom instead. They are going to be running Havoc in mid. The Silencer, Ninja will be supporting on this short lane, as you expect. It's going to be Try v Try. Who has the better of it? We don't know. No keeper picked up, so neither team's going to have the benefit of that ridiculously strong tri lane support. Keeper of the Light. Colgan on the Rubik. We see Uncle Fester taking up the Gyrocopter, and Panda will be on the Undying, who will be coming up against Denied on the Lifestealer, Fallen King on the Warlock, and right at the back, Ninja on that Sand King. So who gets the better of the farm? It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be strange to see as well a Keeper of the Light finally not on a tri lane, and what happens on this is going to be. It's going to be good. It's finally a little bit of fresh air that we're not just going to see Spam Illuminates winning the tri lane for whoever managed to pick up Keeper of the Light, because he is just so strong. And Gyrocopter actually decided to go into Homing Missile first, so a little bit weird. And yeah, Panda going straight into Tombstone. A little bit odd that we would see that, but they obviously have an idea with it. They obviously want to just stop the tri lane from Pussy Patrol going for them. They obviously feel like Pussy Patrol maybe have a stronger tri lane, and they want to just hold them off. But at the moment we can see the top 3 spots held. Oh no, Silencer actually just jumps in there now. Silencer versus Beastmaster in mid. Beastmaster using up a lot of his mana and a lot of his HP just because of that curse and the annoying last word that has been changed in a few patches ago. It's a very annoying spell now, and Silencer having a nice time against Beastmaster in mid. We can see it already, sitting on 6 and 4 versus the 3 and 2, so he's actually completely doubled him. And that's that curse just continuously being used. So he's had to put one into Call of the Wild just so he has something to spam. The Call of the Wild is obviously very good as well for being able to scout out, but he's had to put one in there probably earlier than he would have wanted, just so that he can spam out of the very, very annoying curse. So last word also being used on him, and that damage is ridiculous. The amount of damage that does at its final level, it is 300. You cut add that with the curse, and it just becomes an absolute nightmare to deal with. The amount of spam. We saw that TA was very good against him because she could just keep putting up that refraction, but I don't think Beastmaster is going to be quite as good. He has to keep using the Call of the Wild, and good denying being called by Dux. He's obviously getting very annoyed at the Lone Druid. He's on 12 and 8. So he's got 8 denies, Lone Druid, versus Dux, who is sitting on 2 and 0. Lone Druid absolutely dominating this lane, completely destroying it. There's not really much that Darkseer can do against him. That's what we were expecting to happen as well. Seeing that they banned out a lot of the offlaners, but they didn't think of the Lone Druid, and the Lone Druid is really doing well now, so he's managing to get a lot of farm, seeing a 16 and 9, just what he needs to do. Beastmaster cracks the illusions. He's going to just be looking to sit in lane and try to get to level 6 as quick as possible, although Silencer already has a massive jump on him lane-wise, seeing at 12 and 5 versus 6 and 4, and Foxy's just not being able to get as much XP as the Silencer has just by standing in the middle because of the amount of harass that Silencer has been able to bring onto him. with that curse and with that last word. He's actually got one in glaives now, so he feels like he has enough intelligence maybe to put one into glaives to start harassing a little bit more. And there's the combo, and he will immediately use Call of the Wild, take a little bit of damage, and he will save himself the max amount of that. The brunt of the curse, which is just so annoying. Havoc finally picking up his bottle, so he actually has something to use again to keep his mana up against Foxy. He can't keep spamming that forever, obviously, because he doesn't have enough mana for it. At top, there's actually a massive dive by BK. They actually managed to pick up a kill. They were pinging it for quite a while, but I wasn't expecting it to come so soon. And they actually just go right round the back and pick him off. So Uncle Fester now getting into... he's level 3, so he's gone into his flat cannon. He hasn't spent his 3rd point yet. Oh, yes, he has actually. He went into stats. No, he hasn't gone into stats. He's picked up 2 iron branches. So what he decides to go into would be up to him, and he will probably do that when he feels like it's necessary. He doesn't need to do it straight away. He could just save those points, accumulate as many as he needs. And it looks like the tri-lane might be switching with Dux. Dux knows he's not getting anything. The tri-lanes are going to switch. Dux is going to be teleporting top. They can see that coming. Foxy has an invis rune. He's only level 5, so he's not going to be able to use it particularly effectively. He's not going to be able to use it to gank. And now we see Dux coming up against the tri-lane, and this is what Pussy Patrol wanted. They didn't want them having the amount of the ridiculous amount of farm that they could get just being stuck against Tri v Tri, because I mean, if we have a look at this, it's 24-3 for the Gyrocopter and 9-1 for Denied, who really is just not having a nice time. And now we see Ha coming up against the tri-lane. They're going to swap, but are they going to have time? Because Ninja's really harassing him. So's Fallen King. They've really gone for him pretty heavily. Is he going to have time to TP top? He doesn't actually have a TP. He might just have to walk there. He's sitting on 1k of gold. Kulgan and Panda have TP'd bottom, which leaves Uncle Fester on his own at top. Maybe that's what they want to do. Maybe they want to support the Lone Druid now and try and get him farm, because they know that Uncle Fester can easily out-farm a Darkseer on this lane. So that might be what they've decided to go for. And Havoc still have a nice timing mid. Not as nice as it was though before. I mean, now that JJ Foxy has put one into his Call of the Wild, he can easily survive against Havoc's harass. And he's doing about equal on farm now, so nice play by him to get back into it. He'll be level 6, probably now. He is level 6, so they're going to be using his initiation an awful lot. And they have swapped the tri-lane, but they've left Lone Druid down here. They want to keep Lone Druid farming. He has picked up his Hand of Midas very early. He picked it up after about 5 minutes, so he has got that, and he will be looking to farm a ridiculous amount on this lane up against this try now that he has his Hand of Midas. And it's going to be 1v1 Uncle Fester versus Dux on this long lane. Who's going to win it? I'm not entirely sure. You've got to probably give it to the Gyrocopter though, just because he's so far ahead at this stage. He's level 4, Dux is level 6. The amount of farm that Gyrocopter has, and the fact that he doesn't need to actually go anywhere near the Ion Shell because of his range, is very, very important. We can see Kulgan just doing a little bit of harass. He's not going to get caught out. The PPA do have a strong tri-lane, but they just have no way of using it really. Warlock going, as you would expect, 2 into Shadow Word and then getting his stats. He's actually completely forsaken the Fatal Bonds, which can be quite good at the beginning of the game. It's not particularly strong, but it can be good for harass if you can keep those bonds up. But he's gone more for survivability plus the Shadow Word, so he's gone more heavy support, survivable. As survivable as possible, and the silence comes out, so maybe they're going for the dive somewhere. Havoc with the haste rune actually diving JJ Foxy as much as he can. He's not going to be able to get the kill, so complete waste. Though round the back we see Ninja going in with a stun. Can they get Kulgan? He's actually been silenced. JJ Foxy pops the ultimate on Havoc. They're going to get the kill. The pause comes out because Lifestealer disconnects, but they are still going to get the kill on Havoc. And first blood looks like it's going to be going for BK. Havoc gets himself stuck in a just awful position. He's stunned for just a split second longer, but they do have the damage to take him out. And his haste rune has ran out as well, so he is not going to be able to just run away from it. And yeah, a little bit of a failed gank actually from Pussy Patrol. They really wanted to go around the back and use Havoc. Havoc popped the ultimate maybe a little bit too early. Just tried to kill JJ Foxy. Foxy actually has a lot of HP on 834. And more bugs today as Dota crashes. So that's a little bit... Yep. So yeah, they know that I'd be very happy with the fact that we've had about 4 or 5 DelotA bugs today in these 2 games. So good, so good. Let's hope it's not quite this bad after the next patch is released, because there is a lot of bugs in the game right now. There's a lot of crashes, actually. It's just the crashes, really, that's worse than anything else. Everything seems to be crashing. I mean, it crashes for me more than it used to, and there is the kill, finally, on Silencer. He just drops. There's no way he was going to be able to survive. And the rest of Pussy Patrol just back off, but ha, just diving in, using that Midas, getting more farm. And the spam from Panda, very annoying. Silencer buys back in. Actually, he didn't want to wait the entire time. He wants to go straight back down to bottom and do what he can. But look at Uncle Festus farm. It's doing very well, seeing a 39 and 4. The only person anywhere near him is Ha on the same team, 36 and 15 on this lone druid, doing very well. Level 7 now as well. He's got his boots of speed, and he's almost got enough to finish his boots altogether. What's Gyro got sent to him? Ogre Club. Gyro has already started making that BKB. That's going to be very important. If he can get that BKB up as soon as possible, it's going to help him a lot against Ducks when it gets to the mid game. And BK are playing this one exceptionally well. This is just what they needed to do. They needed to try and keep this this early game shut down, so that the ganking coming out from Pussy Patrol and the mid game from Pussy Patrol wasn't going to affect them very much, and it doesn't look like it is, because Sankin can't get his levels. He's only sat at level 4. Warlock's still sat at level 4. They're missing that huge initiation that they need. They need to get a few more levels into them before it's going to be effective. And the carries, Ha level 7, Gyrocopter level 6, almost level 7. After this creep drops, he will be level 7 as well. And that's very, very important for them, because they're getting ahead and levels in it against a very mid-game team. And the mid-game team, you have to feel, I mean, like Sanking and Warlock need to hit level 6 as soon as possible to be effective. And if they can't get there in a minute or two, these carries are just going to be too farmed. They're not going to be able to kill them. Lone Druid's very survivable as it is. And he's got, I think he's got something in the courier sent to him, because he's actually lost his money recently. So he will probably have his full boots being sent to him now from the courier. Let's just click on the courier and find out. No, actually nothing being sent to him. It's a bit strange. Almost certainly spent his money. Oh, okay. He just had those waiting for him. So he does have his boots now. He does have his tranquils, so he's going to be able to survive on lane a lot more. We see Corgan doing pretty well. We'll check out the bear and see what the bear's got on him. He's just got boots of speed at the moment. He'll be looking to make those into phase as soon as he can. But how fast is really up to what Pussy Patrol decide to do, because look at their heroes. They cannot get anywhere near this tri-lane. It's absolutely destroying them. Lone Druid on the tri-lane is working so exceptionally well. He's been able to get so much farm at the early stage. He got his Midas and he's just skyrocketing in farm. We'll flick it over to a net worth and we can see that he is ahead of Gyrocopter, and Gyrocopter's had perfect free farm the entire game. He's actually got a lot more last hits and denies, but he's got his Ogre Club. He's going to be building up his Mithril Hammer next. How fast he can get that, you have to feel that Pussy Patrol have to start ganking him, because if he can get it very soon, they're going to have a massive problem dealing with him, especially when it comes to the stage where they're relying on Warlock's ulti and Ninja's ulti. And if he can just pop a BKB, he's going to be just completely, he's just going to never die to them. And he's going to destroy the team fights and just win it straight out. So they need to start ganking him. They need to keep his farm off. And at the moment, this tri-lane's doing nothing. They need to see that. They need to see that Denied isn't getting nearly enough farm. He's only sitting on 1.9k net worth. He's really farming particularly badly, actually, compared to everyone else. They look like they might be coming around the side. Maybe not. Trying to go for the dive, but Denied pops the rage and just walks off. Beastmaster has a double damage rune. He has his arcane boots as well. So if he wants to go for a gank somewhere, he can. It's very surprising that he hasn't ganked more than he has, actually, because he could quite easily walk onto a lane and easily get a kill, whether it's bottom or whether it's top. Bottom probably looking like the best choice. If he comes down bottom and gets an ulti on Denied is just dead. There's nothing Denied could do about it. He's on like no HP, and if he pops the rage, that's not going to do anything. So the Shadow Word finally getting popped onto Denied, actually, so Denied does regen his HP, and they go back out again. They want to try and get their supports to level 6. I mean, they've only just hit level 5 and we're 11 minutes in. If we have a look at the hero levels, we can see that we can see that there's a massive lead for BK when it comes to it altogether. I mean, they do have Dux sitting at level 9. He is the highest level in the game, but this Darkseer is not going to be able to get into it early enough, I don't think. As soon as he hits level 10 and 11, actually, as soon as he hits level 11 and he gets that really good version of the wall up, that's when things are going to start happening for Pussy Patrol. That's when they need to start engaging in fights. And until then, it's pretty much just nothing going on. But Dux looks like he might be going for Uncle Fester. He's going to be picking him off, and now he has to use his ulti to get away from the ultimate from Gyrocopter. He does get away. The Surge proving very useful. Now we flick down bottom because JJ Fox is coming for the gank. They want to get denied. Are they going to get him? The silence gets popped on everybody, so they're completely silenced. Nothing can happen. JJ Foxy still silenced. Is he going to use his ulti? He does. But and look at those axe damage. A ridiculous amount of axe damage. He now turns around, takes out Denied as well. Now they're going for the Warlock. They're going to get him in the jungle. Ninja's almost certainly going to die. One axe from Foxy. Don't even need him. Panda gets it. And ha is going to be killing Warlock on the back. A 4-0 for a BK. And that's exactly what they needed, and it was basically the fact that Warlock and Sand was still level 5 that let them win that fight. Because if they had the ultimates up after the silence from Silencer, it would have been all over. But because they didn't have that big team fight that they needed, they couldn't do anything about it. And a very easy fight for BK to go for. Now Havoc getting caught out of position very slightly. They're not actually going to go for him. I thought they were maybe going to go for the dive, but they actually just back off instead. Content with taking the tower, and they just walk away. And yeah, BK looking in control of this game so far, you have to feel. The Beastmaster pickup, a very, very nice pickup. He's worked very well against Denied so far, being able to ulti him twice and keep him completely out of the game. And I actually completely missed, but Dux actually went for another dive again. That's got him up to level 11. He's got 2 points in his ulti. That's what he needed. Now they can go for their team fights. Sand King as well is level 6. Is Warlock there yet? Warlock is. They have all of their initiation. They have everything they need. And now you can see them all starting to go mid. They're going for those pushes. They want to try and take them on now. They have all of their team fight up. They have 35 seconds until they can use Silencer again in those team fights. It's going to be interesting to see whether they start to engage. Now you have to feel that they should. They have all the team fight up. They have everything they need. If they can get a good initiation, they can quite easily win. They will win a 5v5 at this stage. Gyro doesn't have his BKB. He's died twice in the last few minutes, and that's really helped them a lot against him. Flick it over to net worth. We can see that Lone Druid's still miles ahead of everyone, pretty much. Has now gone into the jungle, and the Warlock actually went in for the Rubik and managed to pick him off. He used his ulti on one of them. Seems a little bit strange. But now Panda trying to dive. They don't have anything to stop him. Denied's open wounds not off cooldown. And they're going to be using the Golem just to take the mid tower. And it doesn't look like they're going to do anything about it. I mean, Panda hanging around, but the Golem has magic immunity, so he can just oh, the Golem's right clicks are so strong. That's absolutely ridiculous. We can see Dux still on this top versus JJ Foxy. Foxy has his ulti up and the mana to cast it, so if he wants to go for him, there's no reason why he can't. But we can see Pussy Patrol looking to use that initiation, looking to use that team fight. They want to try and go for it. The pings are coming out. Are they going to try a dive? Doesn't look like they are. The Gyrocopter's still just free farming on this safe lane. Maybe they want to try and gank him. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Sand King thought about it, backed off when he realised he was no longer there, and they might actually need him in mid a little bit more. But if Dux gets in mid now, they have a very nice push. They have the wall up. The wall is very important at this stage when the carries are quite farmed, but Foxy ultimate's denied. Denied's going to get caught out. He pops the ulti. Standing Ninja goes right in there. Doesn't have time to get his ulti off before he just dies. They didn't have the Warlock, but there's the Darkseer. This is what we're talking about. That is absolutely huge initiation. It does a lot of damage, but they didn't have anything to back it up with, seeing that Sand King had already died trying to get his ultimate off. And such a bit of a weird team fight. Sand King tried to go for the ulti, didn't have time, died before it actually finished channeling, and that's a bit of a shame, because if he'd managed to get it off, that was an almost certain kill. So Oh, that's just very, very unfortunate. Gyrocopter's still just farming though. He's coming up against Denied, and he's going to have a very nice time against Denied. TP support coming in. Ninja, he's going to be looking to go around the back, but Gyro knows because they have the ward, and Gyro walks off. And now we have to go back into mid because Dux and Havoc look like they might be going for Foxy. The curse actually misses. Nope, the curse actually hits, sorry, so that's why he's taken so much damage off of that. And he gets away on about 100 HP, which is pretty lucky, but sometimes you need a little bit of luck in order to win these games. And Lone Druid doing very, very well, just sat in the jungle still farming up. He has he has a Maelstrom on his bear already. This is a build that Hahaha goes for quite a lot actually. He does get that Maelstrom and the Orb of Venom, and he does end up putting the Hand of Midas on the bear, which makes a lot of sense. Obviously the bear is a lot faster, can get to camps a lot sooner, and can actually utilize the Hand of Midas. So yeah, it's looking like this Lone Druid is just getting just way too much farm. They need to try and stop him. And the pings do come out. They know he's there. They need to get into the jungle, stop him farming. They're all going for it. Ninja just behind Dux. Dux is going to lead the way. Dux puts the Ion Shell on himself. He should really be surging Ninja so that Ninja can get the stun off. He's not going to. He's just going to vacuum, and here comes Ninja with the stun. They catch Hahaha. Is he going to die? I don't think he is. The Shadow Wheel gets popped, but look at how tanky he is. It's the Gyro ulti going to catch them all. It does. And now the Warlock initiation on BK, on Uncle Fester. They get the double kill on the two they needed. Foxy coming around the back, and they manage to pick up another kill with Pand. They're going to get Dux, and it just turns all the way back around. And Panda getting all of the kills, getting a triple kill in fact. And it looked like it was going so well for Pussy Patrol, but the counter initiation, what we were talking about, is just so big. And Foxy with his axes doing a tremendous amount of damage to everyone. He actually caught pretty much everyone in his axes, so really nice placement and play by him to catch them all. And the Undying, what we were talking about, such a ridiculously strong hero, manages to get the triple kill and gets even more farm. So it's what we were talking about. If the supports get farmed enough and manage to pick up their pipes, they're going to completely invalidate Pussy Patrol. So Pussy Patrol really need to get on with it and try and get the kills as soon as they can and not let this go later, because if farmed supports start arriving from BK are just going to win this game without a doubt, because they have the late game. They have a much stronger late game. They also have have the ability to nullify Pussy Patrol's fight. So Dux at the moment is pretty much the one they need to rely on. That wall is going to be very, very effective, and making copies of a Gyrocopter is nothing to be laughed at, and making copies of a Lone Druid as well. Although it's not particularly effective against him, it's not the worst thing in the world, and it looks like they're just going to be de-warding up on top. And then they're going to be looking to try and maybe gank Haha in the jungle, or just push back to mid. They are just going straight back to mid. Darkseid manages to take a tower. I don't think that's going to be particularly useful. Dux just hanging around. Foxy does have his ultimate up actually. If he'd just popped it on him, they could have quite easily gotten the kill. But the rest of the team were behind. They didn't want to risk it. Havoc has his ulti, as does Ninja. So they probably didn't want to risk diving in with the initiation, although the Warlock Golem still not up. Uncle Fester taking an awful lot of damage off Denied. Are they going to dive Denied? No, it looks like just Corgan's walking into him. Maybe they are going to dive Denied. If they can get the Beastmaster there. He is there. The ultimate on Denied, even through his rage. Denied drops. Gyro gets the kill. Just what they needed to do. Beastmaster working fantastically well. This is why he's come back into this meta. If you can get it, pick him up. Last picks against a Lifestealer, you can completely shut off their carry. Now the rest of Pussy Patrol looking to start the initiation. They have 10 seconds until the Warlock Golem. Are they going to try it? They have Havoc with the ulti. Soon as Havoc pops that ulti, they're going to be going for it. Although, what has Kelgan stolen? What has he stolen yet? He's only stolen the Burrow Strike, but that could be pretty effective. Dux getting caught. The big stun on everyone. In goes the Gyro. But the vacuum, very effective. And there's the Warlock. Do they have Sanking using the ulti? They don't. Sanking just hanging around the back. Gets picked off. He didn't have the mana. And look at Uncle Fester. The BKB. That's what we were talking about. Will be so effective in this mid game. BK really taking control of this game. They're not going to be able to catch up with Denied. Although Foxy hanging around the jungle. And he's not going to be able to get in. They just back off. Havoc waiting in the wings, but 2-0 again for BK, and they are taking a massive lead early game in this. And basically they did what they needed to do before the big ults were up. They knew that the team fight was coming. They got those big ults, and Foxy's picked up that scepter just against the lifestealer. It gives it insane cast range, absolutely insane. 950. That's longer than sight at night time, so he can catch lifestealer out, and lifestealer won't even be able to see him. So his range is ridiculous now on that ulti, and that's going to be very effective. He's going to be able to use it from outside of Warlock's golem, and that can probably affect Sanking quite a lot. I mean, Sanking won't be able to channel unless they have Silencer's spell up. And Silence is going to have to pop the global silence every time there's a team fight, every time that Sanking wants to use his ulti, just in case he gets caught by the Beastmaster, because it's definitely going to happen. And Ha still just farming up. What's he actually gone for now? It doesn't look like he's gone for anything. Maybe he's just died a few times. I think he has. His net worth has dropped just a bit. No, he has a Hyperstone. So he's bought a Hyperstone. He's having that sent to him. And it looks like he's going to be going maybe for Assault Cuirass. I'd be very surprised if he went for Mjolnir. He's got Maelstrom. That's pretty much all he needs. So Assault Cuirass almost certainly going to be the thing he goes for now. And Foxy with the ultimate hanging around. Do they have a sentry? Are they going to put it up? They don't have a sentry. This could be pretty big. If he can initiate with that ultimate, he is going to. Havoc gets caught by Foxy. Ingo the Axes catching everyone. They just leave Havoc to die. They know that they can't do anything about it, and they just give them another tower. BK playing on top form and really taking a very, very quick lead in this game. And you have to feel that it's the Beastmaster that's doing it. Beastmaster, the last pick, is just playing so ridiculously well. They're using him very effectively, doing what he needs to do. Now that he has the scepter, he can be extremely effective. Are they going to catch Dux? It looks like they are. They're going to just jump him. Dux is going to die, and Rubik uses the Burrow Strike there very well to keep the stun on, so he couldn't surge away. They're going to take another tower. They're going to keep going. They know that they have this game if they can get around the initiation. But do they have enough to push onto the high ground? They feel that they do. Silencer is up though. If the Warlock can initiate with a Golem, there it is. In comes Ninja with the stun. He's channeling his ulti. He gets it off. Is it enough damage? It doesn't look like it is. The gyro is doing much more, and Rubik steals the Golem. Rubik steals the Golem on the back, and that is counter initiation from the Rubik. Very nice play. Turns it around completely. A 4-for-0 for BK when it looked like they were going to get caught out. I didn't think they had enough to dive up onto the high ground, but they thought they did, and it turns out they actually did. They get a few kills. They managed to get away, and most of them were still on full HP. Only Undying and really doing anything, really staying around much. Are they going to catch Havoc? It doesn't look like they want to go for him. A lot of buybacks from Pussy Patrol, and all of BK back off, but BK really playing this one well. And you saw then that the Sanking ultimate just didn't do enough. He managed to get it off, but it didn't kill a single one of them. Even the supports, they're farmed enough that they can survive against the ult from Sanking, and that is what's important. And Rubik stealing the Golem as well just was the kind of nail in the coffin in that fight. Being able to counter initiate with the thing that Pussy Patrol used the most to win the fights was just so important. Warlock just couldn't cast another spell after he cast the Golem, and Rubik managed to steal it. Very nice play by Corgan to actually manage to steal it, I must say. And it looks like he's going to be using that a few more times to really try and take this team fight to them. Smoked up though, Pussy Patrol. They know they need something big, and they think it's Roshan. They think Roshan is the way that they can get back into this game. If they can get denied on the Rosh, they can really do very, very well for themselves. They're going to be healing up denied, and he is going to be picking up Roshan as soon as he can. The pings come out, and I think BK just think they're going to be pushing. They have no idea Roshan is coming, so on the back of a very, very bad fight, it looks like Pussy Patrol are going to be taking Roshan. This is not what they wanted whatsoever. Denied gets back in there, starts his right clicks now that he's being healed up. He hasn't actually turned on his armlet, which is a little bit weird, but he obviously feels like Roshan does maybe a little bit too much damage to him, and that he shouldn't risk it. But they're still going for it. They've been there a very long time. BK don't have a clue. BK probably know now they've smoked up. No, they're actually going the other way. Now they will know. Now that they've picked it up, the pipe gets popped from the from Dux. They all run away. They manage to pick it up. Denied gets the Aegis. That's exactly what they needed after this fight. That's going to give them a lot more gold to work with. And if we flick open the gold, you can see that they really need it. They're about 14,000 behind, and most of that is on the Lone Druid, who has now picked up an Assault Cuirass on the bear. And they're all smoked up. They're going to be going straight for them, going straight for their throats. Foxy's going to lead the way. He has a haste rune. The smoke's about to run out. Are they going to dive? No, they're not, because very nice play by Pussy Patrol being able to survive it, and instead they're just going to go for their tower. So the tower looks like it's the main priority for BK now. They know they can fight on the low ground. They know they have enough to easily take this tower as long as they position themselves well. Pussy Patrol cannot fight this, but they're going to try it anyway. No, they're not. They're just going to let the tower fall. That is a lot of damage. Very, very quick taking of that tower. And maybe this is a little bit preemptive, but BK want to go for the racks. They've sent in the bear. The bear's going to be attacking. They really just want to send that bear in. He recalls it. Now they're going to back off. The axe is getting popped by Foxy just to try and push. I don't think they have enough to push up to the high ground. They obviously feel like they can push up to the high ground. They feel like it's not going to be too big a problem. And this could be a little bit of a mistake. If they get caught out here, the amount of team fight that Pussy Patrol have, they could quite easily wipe them. And Dux is just trying to take away this bear. They need to kill this bear. They're using everything on the bear. Now's the time to go if they're going to go. They're not going to. Maybe they're just going to keep using the bear to harass the tower and maybe take it out. Now they've decided that they're not going to be able to do that. They're going to go top. They're going to push out mid, go top, take the tower. And yeah, that's exactly what they need to do. They weren't going to get anything trying to push down there. They're going to go straight up top. They really want this the last tier 2 because they know they can fight on the low ground and easily win any fight. Pussy Patrol do not have enough to deal with how fast they can push this tower. I mean, Ha is just going to walk up, absolutely decimate it. They're all in mid. They're expecting a mid push. This tower's going to fall before they can even react, almost certainly. BK hanging around in the trees. They know they're there though because of the Observer Ward. But Pussy Patrol just doing the sensible thing, letting the tower drop. It doesn't seem like it's a sensible thing to do. You're probably thinking, why aren't they defending? Why aren't they trying to do anything? But there's absolutely nothing they can do at this stage to fight on equal ground against BK. So they need to wait for BK to make a rash push onto the high ground. They're just going to turtle until that time comes. BK are definitely taking control of this game. If we flick open the gold, it's just going to keep growing and growing in BK's favour. If they have all the room in the world to farm, to push, to do whatever they want. Basher being bought on Lone Druid, so now he's even more tanky, and it looks like they're going back for the bottom. They want to make a really quick push while they're not aware, but the lane is pushed way too fast, so it looks like Pussy Patrol are going to easily be able to defend against this, or at least get to the tower before BK can catch them by surprise. BK still want to just go for it. They think they've got what it takes to push up to the high ground now that the Lone Druid has his Basher and the bear is very, very effective. The Lone Druid sending his bear up to the tower, just right-clicking it, sends him back when he thinks it's maybe a little bit rash. Where's the wave from BK? It's miles away, actually. So they can just clear this wave, getting ready for the next one to arrive. And they're going to be looking for this push very, very soon. Are they going to be able to take the mid? Are they going to be able to take the bottom? It's just constant pressure. Smoked up, though. This is what they need. They need this fight to go well. They're completely smoked. They have the initiation. Here they go. Panda's the first one to notice. He gets immediately stunned. Ninja starts channeling. All the initiation. They manage to get a few kills very, very soon. Foxy drops. So does Undying. Now they're taking out Colgan. Are they going to get him? One Burrow Strike will do it. There's the Burrow Strike being used. Back comes Denied on the back of it. Look at the amount of damage that Gyro and Lone Druid can do on their own. They can't kill them. They're so tanky. Double kill goes for Uncle Fester. Now Havoc gets taken out by Ha is absolutely dominating this game. He's going to take out Fallen King, surely? No. The illusion on the back of it gets the kill from the Darkseer, but not at all what BK wanted at this stage. They actually lost more. They lost a lot more than Pussy Patrol did in that fight, and they played very, very well, Pussy Patrol. They needed to hold them off, and the smoke gank, they just weren't expecting it. They weren't expecting them to be able to dive in with a smoke gank at this stage and be able to take them out, but the Sand ulti was perfectly timed, as was the silence ulti from the silencer, and very, very well played by them. They need to keep doing that if they're going to win, because you have to say that Lone Druid is getting very, very farmed. You saw how long it took them to kill him. He was so tanky, and the Gyrocopter as well just couldn't get taken out. And he has his Manta Style now, you have to feel. He does have his Manta Style, and Vlad's getting picked up. I'm not entirely sure who's picked up Vlad's. It's Beastmaster, so Beastmaster feels their team needs Vlad's. That's going to help Lone Druid even more, actually, as soon as he can pick that up. That 15% lifesteal aura is going to be very effective on Lone Druid. You saw how difficult it was. All 5 of them were getting taken out by the Lone Druid and Gyro on their own, and you give the Lone Druid lifesteal on top of that, he's going to be an absolute force. He's got 1.2k sat in his bank, so he has buyback if he really needs to. Of course he doesn't need to, because there's no way Pussy Patrol can push with only 2 of them, especially seeing that a lot of BK are already back. And the goes have been called, and we are going to be going straight away back into this game. And you have to feel that even though that fight went in Pussy Patrol's favour, they are still quite massively behind. We'll flick up the gold, and yeah, basically all they've done is leveled it. They've just stopped the growth that that BK are getting. It's now 15,000 in favour of BK. XP about 7.5k, about 8k in favour of BK, so they are really, really owning this game. They need to start using that though. Now that Gyrocopter has his Manta Style, now they can start pushing towers. Now they know that they can start doing a lot better, because the illusions from Gyro on their own could quite easily take they could quite easily take this mid tower. There's no doubt about it. If they can get right in there, this mid barracks, sorry, if they can just send those illusions in there, they'll have to spend a lot of resources trying to kill them because of how tanky Gyro is, and then they just dive in and take that mid racks while they have the chance, and it will fall very, very fast. But it looks like they're instead all going bottom. They fancy their chances once again at the push. They know that the initiation isn't there for a very long time. They don't have it up. They have about 20 seconds if they want to rush, although the Golem isn't up for another 40, so that's what they're relying on. They're going to try and start this fight before the Golem is up. We see Fallen King and Denied hanging around in the trees. Are they going to get caught? All 5 of them want to go, although Denied's going to get caught out. Foxy with the ultimate. Denied's going to get caught before the battle even starts. That's not what Pussy Patrol wanted to do whatsoever. Uncle Fester pops the BKB. In goes Ninja. He's not going to be able to use his ult. He actually is, but it does pretty much nothing to the entire team. He even bonded Ducks. Nice use of the vacuum and the wall, but it's not enough damage, and they actually get destroyed. 3 for 0. Denied buys back, but you have to feel they can just dive up now and easily take this Rax. They have no defense. They're going to wait until the wall is down, and this is looking very, very bad now for Pussy Patrol. I'll flick open the buyback status, and no, they don't have buyback at all. So it's going to be 2 versus 5 on top of this tower. Denied getting caught again. Are they going to just dive him? It looks like they are. They've got the damage. There he goes. The Basher going through his rage. They get a kill, and I can expect double racks to be taken from BK. Are they going to go straight for the win? If they are, this is going to be a very short game. I don't think Ninja's got anything. He's already used his ultimate. All he has is a Burrow Strike. Havoc's used his ultimate. He has nothing. So BK looking on top. They're going for the 3rd racks. They're going for all 3 of them at once. There's no reason why they can't take them. They still have another 20 seconds. Fallen King pops the ultimate though. He's bonded them. In goes SK. They're all very slow, but Uncle Fester's damage absolutely insane. He just completely destroys them. Sanking waiting around. Out he comes, but the GGs have been called from Pussy Patrol, and BK take a very early win. They've won it very, very fast, very, very well, and you have to feel that they did exactly what they needed. They could